I'm Fay.
Hello, I'm Fluffy.
And we're on a mission to be fabulous.
Bring joy, and most importantly, read the house down!
The Fabulous Show with Fay and Fluffy is a show about bringing together kids for important conversations that are affecting them and their families and their communities. Each episode we have a chat with kids that are in our studio, and then we follow that up with either special guests or a puppet segment or an animated segment, and then we come together for a story time. So we read a book every episode and then wrap it up, whether it's another little chat or most often with a dance party. That's what we really wanted in the show, is for all kids to feel celebrated, whether they're differently abled, whether, they're from different places, whatever it may be. Every kid is different, and so we wanted to just celebrate that.
Their messaging was being yourself, loving who you are, and being inclusive, and that was kind of our messaging at Low-Pi Productions. So we just said we need to create a show with them.
Different isn't scary, different is fun, and different is a great way to learn. And I think that for us it's all about teaching kids to celebrate their own differences, and by getting kids to love who they are, they actually begin to love everyone else around them.
We have a responsibility, especially as broadcasters to children, to make sure that we are reflecting Canadian kids.
At Low-Pi, diversity is like the priority for us, and just like how can we show this, how can we tell this story, and also get the opportunity to introduce a culture that's not necessarily always represented. So for us, it was like, okay, we have an opportunity to bring a musical guest. Let's actually make it a mariachi musical guest. So, while we're telling the story, we're making a story, we're trying to talk about how there's different ways of storytelling and how you can tell story through music. And we're like, okay, mariachi is an example of being able to tell story for many, many years through music. So it was like, of course, we're going to have a mariachi guest in this episode. And then, we also had kids tell their stories on the show as well. So kids would talk about, oh, my mom is from India and my dad is from China. And so I can speak two different languages. And there was just, they were always sort of sharing about themselves. And I think you got sort of authentic representation that way as well.
Everyone on the team, our entire writing room was LGBT and BIPOC, and we also had directors, from our director team to everyone, even the production assistants, because we were like, that's how you can get authentic stories told.
I think where there still needs to be work is still behind the scenes. I think that still a lot of the creators and a lot of the broadcasters and a lot of are still, still sort of the same, but I think that it's changing.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
We're hoping that, we're helping a little bit.
In the kids space, I think we've performed a little better than maybe other genres of content in terms of offering diversity and inclusion. And I think it's my hope and my guess, and I don't think I'm wrong on this, is that there's going to be an even bigger improvement and so much more focus going forward.